Hey everyone, today's review only video, again with Nick, is on Anachrony Fractures of Time. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, this is Two Sheep, One Wheat. I'm Krissy.
And I'm Nick.
And we're making a lot more videos together. I usually review them, we usually play them together. But this is a couple of videos now that we've reviewed together.
This is the second one.
Yeah, and so far the first one isn't
Third
even
one.
out yet.
I guess we did Burn Cycle together.
Which is why we're doing this
Yeah.
way. That was a very long video to edit. So if you enjoy this type of content, please like this video and subscribe to the channel to really help YouTube push this to others who enjoy board games. And of course, we have members that was recently added to the channel. So if this, again, is content that you enjoy, please take a look over there and see. We do member-only lives, and it's a lot of fun. And a big thank you to all the members who have already joined so far. So we're going to kick off our review for this. Nick, again, has his structure for how he wants this video to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It worked out really well for us last time. I'm kind of digging it. Maybe I might incorporate it into my regular review videos.
Yeah, it's a good structure to break down
It is,
our thoughts on the certain mechanisms of the game.
Yeah, because sometimes I get through the review and I'm like, oh, geez, I
All
forgot
over
to
the
mention
place.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. Forgot to mention this, but that's just how I think about the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing on our list,
The first thing
bulletin point,
is ease of learning the game.
Well, it wasn't too bad when I learned it.
It wasn't too
I feel
bad.
like this is more something for you.
Yeah, well, even just learning the game, right?
Yeah, that's true, because we learned it from the rule book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's very symbol heavy.
Yeah, so there is a lot of that.
Right.
So you understand, right? Like it's worker placement. You're placing your mechs out and everything. So you understand. If you're a board gamer, you're gonna understand the mechanics to this game, and it's easy that way. But it is really icon heavy.
It's really icon heavy. So Anachrony base is already really heavy with symbols, right? So Fractures of Time introduces new symbols.
Yep.
And more different things to look at. The nice thing about all these symbols, the cards are all numbered, the tiles are all numbered.
Yep.
Symbol, like all the tiles in the rule book.
Yeah.
You can go to the specific tile, it'll tell you exactly what it does.
Which is
really nice.
Yeah, like that they numbered it
Right.
and that they did it that way.
So as long as you learn how to do it, you can look up the tiles and it'll explain to you what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really useful, really helpful.
Yeah, because we've played it a bunch now, and we're still looking at the rule book because of
Oh,
all the new icons and everything.
And some of them, don't make as much sense. Like when you read it, you go, oh, that makes sense. But then others, you're like...
It's definitely a game because of the icons that you're going to need to play multiple times before you start recognizing them. And especially, too, if you're playing two players, not a lot of those icons are going to come out every single game.
Yeah, exactly. So the biggest thing is don't be afraid to look in the rule book to look
obviously.
up the symbols.
Yes.
But ease of learning it, like...
It wasn't that bad.
Base Anachrony wasn't too bad.
No.
Throwing in Fractures of Time added another layer.
Yeah, it did.
So, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend learning both of them at the same time.
Which is what we originally wanted to do, and I'm glad that we didn't.
We didn't. We learned the base game.
Yes.
Then we threw in the expansion.
Yes.
But yeah.
I'm glad that we didn't because worker placement for me and knowing where all the spots are and what you have to do to get certain things, to go on and move on to do something else. I'm very happy that we only learned the base game because it was, I wouldn't say overwhelming. It's just a lot to do well your first game.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the same with a lot of these heavier games,
I know.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's simple. The mechanics are kind of somewhat simple. You place your thing, you collect your resource, and then, you don't really know what you're doing and why you're doing it, right?
Yes.
Figuring out why you're doing it is...
That's when the game clicks, and then you start doing well.
But overall, I would say it is a heavier game.
Yeah, for sure.
We can't
discount that. No, it's a heavier game, for sure.
But learning base Anachrony is not that hard. Learn base Anachrony, then throw in Fractions of Time.
Yes, 100%.
Don't try to do them both, because they're both... Fractions of Time adds a whole new thing going on.
Yes.
And more symbols and more things to do. And
yes. Yes.
you need to focus on learning one, then learn the next one.
Yes to all of those statements. Yeah, no, for sure. But I would definitely say if you're a board gamer, because it is heavier, you're gonna understand what you're getting into. You're gonna understand. You're not gonna know why.
Yeah.
But you're gonna understand what to do.
For learning it, for the symbols, I wish there was more of an easier cheat sheet for everybody. Like the rule book has it.
Yeah. Well, and this, like, there's a player age.
But sometimes you don't necessarily want to ask somebody what a certain tile does.
Because you don't want to give it away.
It draws attention to the tile that you want.
Yes.
There's that. So then you're asking for the rule book. And it'd be nice if there was just like
like another player aid.
Yeah, like
like
an index or glossary, kind of its own little book. Like some games come with. Like we just did On Mars, had its own book.
Yes, a glossary for it. Yeah.
Right.
But then you're still asking for a book. You're still asking.
I know,
for
but
something.
I'm asking for something else to pass around, right? Something easier. I wish, because the expansion has its own book. The main game has its own book. So I wish there was one book with everything.
Yeah, I suppose.
Just where I could throw down the tiles and look at it, right?
I get that.
But yeah, for ease of learning, it was definitely a little difficult, but it's not complicated.
No.
Yeah.
No, if you're a board gamer, you're gonna be able to play it.
These are obviously heavier games.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, you're not going from Monopoly jumping into Anachrony.
No. So as long as you understand worker placement, I wouldn't be afraid of this one, especially if you ended up getting the Infinity box.
Yes.
And it's a giant box. And you're like, oh, I don't want to play with
everything.
everything.
That's what we have, and it was very intimidating, and I regret not playing this game as soon as we got it.
Yeah. So I would get out the base game, learn the base game, set it up. Then if you have Fractions of Time, pull that out.
Yes, and it's easier too, because if you just play base Anachrony, you get an extra round.
I think it's two
extra rounds. Yeah. Exactly. So the game lasts a little bit longer, but it gives you a lot more time to actually figure out what's going on, so that you can try to do well in the game your very first time.
So that's, I think it's good though. I think for ease of learning, for a board gaming stand, for looking at the rulebook, everything's well defined, clearly laid out. Yes, you had to go back and forth a few things, but it's there in the rulebook, and it's in spots that make sense.
I can't touch on the rulebook situation. That's all you. That's your review on the rulebook, because I don't touch that. Yeah. But it taught well.
It taught well.
Yeah. So that was ease
of learning.
Not bad.
It's okay. The next one is playing the game.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
What's your thoughts on playing the game?
Playing the game. There's a lot going on. I don't think that you know which direction you're going to play the game until you've started playing the game. Yeah.
Well, because you don't, with Fractions of Time, when you start, you'll have 3 super projects shown, which is new compared to the original Anachrony. You only have 2 showing. Yeah. And
then you get these extra cards. You really don't know which direction you're going to go until you start playing the game.
Yeah, you need to kind of see what super projects are out there, and you also kind of need to see which building tiles have come out originally to kind of position your turnaround. Yeah. You need to get cube generation.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to get water generation.
I had a bunch of stuff, because we just filmed our live playthrough of this, and I definitely did not think that I was going to go this route. I filled up this a lot more, and I ended up with a lot more resources. There was many turns where there wasn't much that I could do, and I still won.
Yeah, there's a lot of different actions. Here you can get new workers. Here you can build buildings.
Those you can get breakthrough.
Here you can get breakthroughs, right? And then if we go all the way over to the new Valley board, you can get the new operators, and you can get the flux tokens, right? Or the mine, right? So there's so many different spots that you need to go to get different resources. It's a lot.
Yes. And now, because with this with the expansion, right, that you're playing with, you can blink. Yeah. And you can move around the board. It's almost like you have 2 turns in one, and whenever you're doing that, it opens up the spot for somebody else to go on again, which this expansion gets a lower score, like at the end of the game, I think.
Yeah,
Then
it's
because
possible,
there's more,
but
there's more going
it's just
on.
getting better at
Yes.
moving and blinking,
And
right?
figuring out, yeah.
Optimizing that a little bit better.
Yep.
But yeah, blinking basically
It's a huge
changes
thing.
the whole game. Like it changes the game 180.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Because
Exactly.
no longer are you, okay, that spot's taken, that spot's taken.
And you could potentially
you're
take
just-
the same spot, the same action twice. If
Yeah.
you blink out of there, you can use
Yeah.
another one to blink in.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool.
Right. So the fractions of times gameplay of introducing the whole
Yes.
blinking and the flux
Yes.
and the glitches,
It's just different. It makes
it-
it a different game for sure.
I think it fills out the game.
Yeah.
Right. I felt when I first played Anachrony, I felt it was missing something.
I can get behind that. Maybe not for me. Something was missing, but I don't know how. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how. I felt something playing the base game, and it did just feel like a base game, right?
But it is your basic worker placement Euro game of collecting cubes to changing them in for other cubes.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
With this time mechanic thrown in of going back in time and whatnot. But playing the game, it's tight.
It is.
There's lots of different choices.
Yeah, there's ways to get victory points while you're playing, and
Yeah.
there's end game scores too, which
Right.
is another something else that the expansion added is more end game scoring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And end game scoring, you can't discount end game scoring.
No.
Because
That's where
we
you're
just
gonna
did
get a
our
lot.
live playthrough of it, and Krissy beat me because of
Yeah.
I didn't focus heavily enough on this.
I paid way more attention to the end game scoring
Yeah.
that game than I have in the past, and it definitely worked out.
Yeah. So I like the gameplay mechanics of it. I feel it's a good Euro.
Yeah.
Do you need these fancy miniatures for the thing? No, but
It looks
definitely
good.
makes it feel better.
It looks good,
Yeah.
and it definitely adds to the game because
Yeah.
it looks good, but you don't need them.
No. So that
It
falls
makes it
in.
easier to see too.
Yeah. So that is our playing the game. Now moving into components because we're talking
Oh
about the
yeah,
pieces,
okay.
right?
Might as well jump
Good
into
segue
it. Yes.
into the pieces.
Yeah. No, I do enjoy miniatures.
So
It makes the
if
game
you
look
bought
good.
the Essential Edition of Anachrony and the upgrade and the expansion Fractures of Time, you are not going to have everything that we have shown you. You're not going to have the minis. That's an
Right.
upgrade.
Right?
You're not going to have the fancy upgraded resin
these-
tokens.
Yeah, it'll be.
Right. It'll be cardboard tokens. Cardboard's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird the way the game did it for the cubes. We have the plastic cubes, which are upgrades. But if you didn't, the base game will come with like weird cardboard cubes.
Yeah, it's a cardboard punch-out token, but
Yeah.
it looks like a cube. Are you
Yes.
gonna get it?
Yeah, I can get it.
Obviously, because of cost-wise. But I do think that this is a little silly.
Yeah. Especially for like a Euro.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
I
little
get one of
silly.
each.
But and then we got this upgraded too, so
Right.
it's a metal token. But yeah,
Right? Actual cardboard cubes.
I get it. It cost-wise, I
Maybe.
get it.
I think this is the first game I've ever seen cardboard cubes.
I think so too.
Right? Most games will come with a wooden cube or something, right? But this actual cardboard cube is
It's a little funny.
It's
But
pretty
you know what?
crazy.
Maybe because each cube does have different lines on them. And that's what they're kind of portrayed in the game too. So I can see maybe that's why they did it, so that they can implement the lines that are on these cubes.
yeah, I don't know. Components wise, we have the Infinity box with all the upgraded components.
I like the upgraded
The upgraded
components.
components definitely add to it.
Yeah,
Having
it
the
makes
fancy water and the actual cubes instead of cardboard chits.
Yes. Like there's still cardboard in here, and I don't mind the cardboard punch outs that we actually have because of the way that it's working, right? You have the actual like the scientists.
Yeah, those
and
make sense.
Those make
right?
sense because they're sitting in the workers, right? In the mechs.
Because otherwise,
so it all makes sense.
Otherwise, it would just go like this.
Yes.
Right, and
it's a lot easier to see the minis on here than it is for that.
Yeah.
Right? That's a way more overhead game that you have to look at. This is nice. It looks good. It looks good. I like them. I want to say
for the Essential Edition, I think that you can run at $50 or so. It's a good game for the amount of game in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like to see some of the upgraded tokens, or at least cubes. But for the Fractures of Time, components-wise... like, these are nice resin things that we got for the Infinity box. Yeah. It's nice. But do we really need it? Like, the cardboard chits work for that.
Yeah, and they probably fit there a little bit better, too, right? Like, they filled the whole spot. I don't know. So, what I would have liked to have seen is dual layer board.
Yeah, the boards are nice. I don't know.
Like, for these,
no,
it would have been nice.
But like the cardboard buildings are nice, thick cardboard. Everything's nice. Everything's well.
Not necessarily buildings.
No,
they're literally.
The dice are nice.
Yeah. Right. Nothing wrong with the dice.
The breakthrough dice are nice and engraved almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know it's probably not components, but it does hold components.
Yeah. And so this was with the Infinity box.
Yes. I love this.
Right, the tray.
I mean, if we could touch on storage just a little bit too with the Infinity box.
Yeah. The Infinity box definitely adds, nice trays for all the tokens. Mm-hmm. Right, here's the scientist. Like, it definitely adds ease for setup.
Yes. Which I think is a pretty big thing. If it takes too long to set up for us, it's probably going to sit on the shelf for a bit. Yeah. It's got to be a pretty good night for us to haul that out and set it up. But
for base everything, I would say it's good.
Yeah.
Besides the weird cardboard cubes.
Yeah, for the game, like, it's a good game that we could play with just the regular version.
Totally.
Yep.
And then if we picked up Fractures of Time, which comes in a smaller box, would you probably throw everything in the main small box?
Who knows?
Because there's really not that much more. So yeah, that components wise, I'm happy. Components wise, I think they're good. I think they're great with the Infinity box and all the full upgrades and everything. If you're going to go all in and spend all the money in the world, it's great.
Oh yeah.
They over the top.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes for a good gameplay.
If you don't have any of the over-the-top things, I think the components in the main boxes are good.
Yeah.
And besides the weird cardboard cubes, which I think still a little weird.
Just take some cubes from another game.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, components, definitely good. I'm glad that we got the Infinity box.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the gameplay because of the components.
I think the upgraded components helps increase it even more. Mm-hmm. Right? Upgraded components, feel chunky in the hands. Mm-hmm. You're changing in these cubes a lot of the times. Yeah. Right? So instead of grabbing these cardboard things, right, you can actually grab the cubes, and they feel good passing them around and everything, right? Well, it's almost one of those commercials where they can't pour the milk and they're shaking and pouring it all over you need a device. Oh, these cubes are terrible. I can't pick them up.
And it really just fell out of your hand. Oh, that's funny. All right, so that was components.
That's components. So artwork.
Oh, I really like the artwork. Really, of the different factions, I really like the artwork.
I think each faction board having its own art is nice.
Yeah, I do too. And it really goes with the minis that we got too. Yeah. So you can put 2 and 2 together, right? Like they go with what it is. Yeah. I really like it. I am not particularly looking at the artwork on the board while I'm playing.
No, I feel like they could have implemented the board spaces a little bit better. Like they're super clear.
Oh yes.
Right? The spaces
and that's what I'm looking at.
It's super clear.
Yes.
But I wish they could have implemented the spaces into the board somehow.
Like the buildings. You're going to buildings. It could have been a building type thing, right?
Which you kind of do. Like, here's the mine, so that's the mine. And this is a valley, so it's in a valley.
I'm going to be very honest right now. I didn't actually notice. I noticed the artwork on here because this is where I'm mostly looking at. I'm looking, seeing what I can do. Okay, yeah, I need a building. I'm going to stick my thing there. I hadn't even noticed the artwork on either of these
I like
boards.
the artwork. I think it's really well done. It looks
Now that
good.
I'm looking at it, yes, it is really good.
I wish they would have tied the spaces in a little bit more to the artwork, but it's give and take, right? If they tie it in more, it looks busy and you can't really tell the spaces. So
I suppose.
You can't have everything.
No.
And for such a heavy symbol game, how do you make a worker placement board look?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I
get that. I really like the artwork. I like that all of these workers here, they all have a different person on it.
I like it. It's good artwork. I don't think it's groundbreaking. Like it does. I don't look at it and go, "Ooh, that's such a good-looking board." It's just a worker board with a lot of worker spots. Like that's what you focus on.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
I did, as soon as I got this one, though, I did notice the artwork on this one.
Yeah.
But that's at the beginning of the game because your board is blank, it's empty, there's nothing on it. You can see the artwork on it, right? You start covering it up with these buildings and stuff and the artwork disappears.
Yeah.
But
it's a good-looking game. It's just, it's way heavy on symbols and spots. And it's more being clear on that than it is having the...
give and take, because honestly, if it wasn't like that, we would be complaining.
Yeah, because we'd be like, "Oh, it's so busy.
I can't
we
even
don't
see
know
anything.
what we're doing.
Where am I going? Where's the buildings again?" Yeah, no, it's very clear, which is nice. They did add artwork in there, which is nice.
And there's nice little touches too on this time travel track with the way they did that. Right, it's good.
I don't think I complain.
I don't know, like the way the impact happens, and
I wouldn't say that is very thematic.
No, but that leads into theme.
Whoa, look at us go.
Yeah, so do the time traveling theme hit for you?
Time traveling? No. Like spacey sci-fi? Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, the theme never really worked.
The time travel theme is not significant enough, I think.
Yeah.
Like I went back in time once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? To get because I didn't want to forfeit a lot of my victory points at the end of the game.
And like all the different cubes have a different name to them. Like they're different metal.
Nobody can expect us, not even with this game, just any game.
No.
It's a green cube, it's a white cube, it's a yellow cube, it's purple cube. That's in any game, that's what it's going to be.
Right? Like the fancy tokens that actually look like something.
Those we can call by name.
But if you have different color cubes, they're just different color cubes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I did find myself actually calling scientists and genius, calling the workers by their name, which I don't typically do.
No. But like theme-wise, I had to move my token backwards to pay off stuff.
Yeah, because that's what Anachrony is basically selling it as, is a time travel game, right?
Yeah. Well, you have to do stuff, and you can take stuff from the future to pay it back in the past, or take stuff from the past to pay it up in the future.
Yes.
Right. Borrow now to pay it back later.
Which I didn't. Yeah, like because you think Anachrony, right? And that's what people say. Oh yeah, the time traveling game. I don't think that was big in theme.
No, and then we have these giant mechs suits out, and it's like why?
Well, it's spacey to add to the theme.
It is, but
which I can appreciate that. I like that.
It's just the type of worker that you can place out there.
Yeah, but it's a robot.
No, I know. But if you didn't have these upgraded meeples...
No. It's nothing. It's a scientist going on.
In a disc, yeah.
Yep. Petri dish.
Right? So, theme-wise, the theme kind of comes through a little bit better with the upgraded tokens, or at least with the miniatures on the board, for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It could be any theme if you didn't have the minis.
Yeah. And like building buildings to upgrade your thing. You're just building more tiles, placing tiles. I don't know. To me, the theme isn't big on this one. Like didn't play it and be like, oh, I felt like it was time travel.
That's with any type of Euro.
I don't know.
Game.
Like we just did on Mars.
And we had the exact same complaint.
We did, but I felt it was more thematic than this. I find this not very thematic at all.
I think I kind of disagree. This is still very spacey, sci-fi theme to me, and I can get behind that. I can market it as that type of game, but not time travel.
Yeah. I did, though, when I used the new fractions of time, I did call it like blinking, like I'm transporting over to different things, right?
Yeah. Yep. Which, yeah.
Right.
It probably adds a little bit more of that type theme with the expansion.
The expansion definitely added more to the time travel-y kind of time machine, paradoxes, anomalies kind of thing, because you're rolling dice to put glitches out.
Yes.
Right. So I think the expansion adds to the theme.
Yeah,
because I felt the theme was already really lacking in the main one.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And then, is that bringing us to our last bulletin point here?
Yep.
Our thoughts on it? I would not play this game without the expansion. I really enjoyed the expansion to this game.
I agree. I would not play with it.
Really made it a lot better. And you're right with the whole blinking and adding the
flux
the glitch tokens.
Yeah.
It really that added to the theme.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, and then there's error 0 as well with the.
It shortened.
It shortened
it,
but it gives you an extra start to.
Yes, but because you're blinking and you're adding, you're able to almost make 2 turns into 1.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they were able to shorten it, and the game length still stay around the same.
Yeah, they had to shorten it because the blinking took so much more time.
Yes.
Right.
That's a short version of what I just said.
Yeah.
I was just explaining why now it's only 5 rounds.
But I love the expansion.
Yes, 100%. That really made the game.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. We played On Mars and we played this one, and after playing the base game on this one, I was like, yeah, okay, On Mars, I can see that being like a better game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anymore. After playing with the expansion, Fractures in Time, I don't know.
I wouldn't go back.
No.
I would say learn Anachrony base first. Take your time, learn it.
It's still a good game.
Still a good game.
But the expansion
makes it better.
Makes it way better.
Especially,
you kind of have a reason why you're doing something, right? Or you understand the theme a little bit more.
It opens up comboing.
Exactly.
Better, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Not for sure.
That's my thought on why I think the expansion's better. Overall, I think the expansion adds enough to justify it.
Makes the game, yeah.
Like, I would say the cost for the expansion is well worth it. If you like Anachrony and you played it a bunch, get the expansion.
And for sure.
Like, I would say it is a good expansion to have, especially if you like Anachrony. Why would you not get the expansion? Now, Anachrony has a bunch of littler expansions. Haven't touched them. Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we will learn them. I think base Anachrony plus Fractures of Time.
That's how we're gonna play the game.
It's complicated enough. We don't need to throw anything else in. But I think Fractures of Time with the blinking, the moving spaces, and the glitch tokens, changing up how the round structure works, or how many rounds. I think it's big.
No, I did enjoy my time playing this game.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And it's because of the expansion. I really like it.
Yeah, I like the expansion.
Yep.
It adds everything.
Yep. And it did come with a little bit of a player aid here, so we really look at this
often.
Yeah.
Telling
the game
the
phrase for the order of whatever thing goes. Yep. I'm not sure that I would have put the impact on the backside.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is only once in the game. And you can definitely look at the rule book to figure out what's going to happen during impact.
And impacts changes during Fractures of Time.
Yes, it does.
So
it
there's
does
a slight different setup for Fractures of Time. Not crazy.
No, not crazy at all. Just extra kind of.
You have to put an extra 2 more tiles out.
Which
it's not bad.
Nope, not bad. So I probably would have put some icons on the back of here, but definitely use these player aids, especially just for the game phases.
Yeah.
Really helped because there is so many that you have to do.
And then once you feel confident enough with these boards, you can play asymmetrical.
On the other side of
There's
them,
a B side to all the player factions.
Yeah.
And they all play a little bit differently. So if you feel like you want to go that route, that kind of directs you more, I would say, into a specific path.
Yes.
Right? Or play on everyone's the same side, symmetrical, and have a real head-to-head. No one has an advantage for one route, and it's definitely easier to learn. I would focus on the A side, learn the game well.
Yeah, teach everybody the
before
same
trying to teach in well, I'm different here and you're different there.
Yeah.
But if you've got everything down pat and you've got the fractions of time down pat, then you can flip it over and
have fun.
try that route too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really like this game. That's my base thought on this.
Yep.
I
base
really
thought,
enjoyed,
I enjoyed it too.
Anachrony with the expansion, and I will not go back.
No. And the Infinity Box for setting it up, taking it down, game changing.
Yes. Yes. Easy.
So.
And then you just leave everything, you basically just take the covers off.
Yep.
And just use them as trays.
Yep.
Easy peasy.
Perfect.
That's our review.
Yep. It's good. Buy it.
It's good. Buy it.
It's good. Buy it.
Okay, well, hopefully you enjoyed this video. We did, and we will catch you next time.